it was a bit of a circus to some extent, but it was a very serious allegation, and it's a very serious charge when you have a set of budget agreements and documents that are pretty much approved on by everybody, and all of a sudden at the last minute, you get word from the governor that she wants something completely different, and that somehow or another the people under her purview are being sort of run roughshod by people who have some sort of parochial interest.
You mentioned something interesting a few moments ago. You said that the two toll road projects that are in question are in the districts of a couple of state legislators, and that makes sense. But do they have some sort of interest in this? Were they involved?
Well, that's one of the points that perhaps the Ethics Commission will look into. There are the members of the General Assembly are Bill Current and Stan White, and there's real estate and other commercial interests in the vicinity of these projects that are either owned by the members themselves or owned by people who are close to them, such as family members or business associates. And so there is this notion that perhaps they would gain some sort of financial benefit indirectly or directly once these projects go through, if they go through.
So presumably once the Ethics Commission investigates all this, we will get a sense of whether there's anything to that allegation or not. The interesting thing about Pryor Gibson is that he is a former state legislator himself, and he made some comments before the Senate committee, Rick, essentially that, hey, this kind of thing is done all the time. It's no big deal. We're just trying to get things done. How did that go over?
Well, not real well. Of course, Republicans were happy to point out that when Democrats ran the General Assembly, yes, that's the sort of thing that did happen all the time, that we saw these last-minute backroom. That's right. There were these last-minute backroom deals, and you were handing people 2,800-page bills that they were supposed to pass it so they could figure out what was in it, and that sort of thing went on. But I think it's emblematic of how there has been a bit of a changing of the guard in the General Assembly, that the Republicans have done their best to try to get away from those sorts of things.